Hey everybody, how you doing on this Saturday sit down? It is Saturday sit down. Yes, it is. It is Saturday sit down. You know what it is. Whenever I can't make it on a Friday, I gotta make it sound good. Last night it was raining so bad yesterday, and when I got home, the power was out. The power came on, but the internet won't up yet. So we had to wait for Spectrum to get on board. Hey, Shane Terry over there on Carolina Republicans. And so once the power it came back up and the internet came back up, I could do a call-in show where it's just call-in for you guys to bail me out. Because the internet got back up about, I want to say about 9:45, 9:59, about 10 o'clock-ish. But there's so much to talk about. I'm like, I'll just go on and wing it and just wait for and just do it tomorrow. And I lay down with sleep. Because the thing about me when I do a show, I want people to enjoy it. I want you to come up here, of course. I want you to call in, of course. I want you to be able to call in. Hello, Miss Gloria. How are you? Miss Gloria Pookie Martinez, Randall Tuttle. Well, Randy, I've been up, Randall. I have been here, but I'm glad you was able to make it for the Saturday sit down. Randall, you should be able to call in. I'm opening up the lines at 15 minutes. Michelle Clemens, Debbie Nielsen, Marine, Army, and Marine and Army mom. That means she got one son in the Marine Corps, one son in the Army, or she can have one daughter in the Army, or one daughter in the Marine Corps, because women do. I know, Miss Gloria, listen, everybody have to work, and I'm trying to get myself, but I'm also doing a lot of things on Instagram. I put a video out on Instagram. It was just for Instagram. So sometimes you got to go check that out, y'all. If you haven't got me for Instagram, I did do something for Instagram. I'm going to put it on Instagram, and I'm going to put it on my Mind of Jamal paywall. But I just release it afterwards. Let me go here real quick to my video I just did. And you can hear it because you're going to hear some of it start. So that way people can come and be able to come be a part of it. Because I got a troll who don't like me. I got a troll who he hates my guts. He's one of those black activists. I can't stand you, Jamal. So I put the Rumble link up there, so people can be able to come to Rumble, and Rumble, y'all can police the nice craziness. Come on, come out, I'm live. Come out, I'm live. And hit paste. And there people go. So, yep, let me crack my drink open. Get started. This Bang Nectar and Blueberry. I've been pushing since this morning. Well, Miss Gloria, I'm so glad that you've been working. Trust me, when I don't see y'all, I do miss y'all. Frank Williams, what's going on? Today we found out the Wagner Group was not in rebellion to Putin. Everybody is twisting this lie. He did not want to take down Putin. He is one of Putin's good friends. He hates the Russian military heads. He hates them. He doesn't hate Putin. He wants to take out the Russian military ministry. That's who he wants. Those are the ones who he felt has betrayed the Wagner Group. He felt, hey, we're not getting the weapons and stuff we need to carry out this battle. You keep cutting us off on the hip. We're the ones that's leading the attack and beating the Americans. So this is a conflict between him and the Russian military, not Putin. However, you don't want this man head of Russia. This man openly hates America. Openly, like he believes the Russians can beat America in a war. He believes he can beat us in a war as long as his generals are running it. If he was to take over, this man is literally Joseph Stalin. He's not playing. He's not a joke and a game with people. Now, they're saying what they're saying is that, hey, he's actually stopped. Hold on, claim. What's this? Oh, what he has done. He has stopped before they went to Moscow because he didn't want to bleed Russian blood. So obviously Putin sat here and said, what are you doing? What in the world are you doing? Let me explain it to people. In 1917, Russia went through a communist revolution. You had whites on one side and reds on the other. And I don't mean as people. What the heck? Oh, my bad. My bad, y'all. My bad. I hit the wrong button. Go on, Jamal. You messed up. What people don't understand, this man, in 1917, 1918, I'm going off memory, I'm going off audio. Hello? Okay. All right. What happened in 1917, you had something called the Russian Revolution, the Bolshevik Revolution. That's what it was called. It was called, hello, Miss Barbara Kirkendall. Miss Barbara, would you like to be one of the admins on either Unapologetic Conservative Republican or Miss Barbara Carolina Republicans? Because Miss Barbara, you're in one of the Carolina regions. I won't say, but Miss Barbara, you're in one of the Carolina regions. Would you like to be on Carolina Republicans, Miss Barbara, and one of the ad moderators over there? Long if you don't post nothing crazy, I won't get in trouble. But yeah, for people on these pages, you can post certain things. But if you would like to be on Carolina Republicans, Miss Barbara Kirkendall, let me know. I'll be gladly add you as one of the admins because I don't control Black Tea Patriots. I'm one of the moderators and I can go live, but that's just one. Hello, Susan Anderson. But here is what people don't understand. Hopefully you're having a wonderful afternoon, Miss Susan. In 1917, you had the Reds versus the Whites. Okay? The Whites was the Russian czars. They were the troops fighting to uphold the Russian czar. Okay? That was the Whites. The Reds were the Bolsheviks, the communists. Who you think won out? The communists. In World War II, the Bolsheviks tried to fund a communist takeover in America. That's what you have the 1921 bombing of Wall Street that killed people. That was because of the Bolsheviks. The Bolsheviks was trying to kill people here in America. So, the whites were the Russian government at that time, Tsar Nicholas. The reds were the communists. Now, let me show you something real quick. You see that right there? Do you see that? That is Russian red Z, the Z in red. If we're seeing this, this is not good.
Why is Bobby Kennedy allowed to talk in public? And that gave Joe Rogan an idea. Why not have...
This is not good. I just want to let y'all know, red Z, white Z. This means communists are trying to take over Russia. And I'm not talking about communists that's going to like us. These people have a grudge against us because they felt angry ever since the Soviet Union failed. Yes, Vladimir Putin is KGB. Vladimir Putin is someone you don't want to mess with. But Vladimir Putin also knows worldly consequences. Vladimir Putin hasn't launched that nuke button yet. Vladimir Putin has not launched. No, the red is not Nazis. The red is communist. So this is what we're facing right now. This is not good. And you know, you had idiots like Lindsey Graham talking like this is a good thing to have for America. No, this is not. This is not a good thing to have Russia go back into a civil war with each other and you got communists and stuff taking over. This is not good. This is not good at all. See, this is when dumb Lindsey Graham was talking about, oh, they need to be a coup in Russia and they need to take Putin out. Who's going to replace Putin? Who is going to replace Putin? Hold up, why aren't nobody writing over here on mine, though, Jamal? Tim Mack, they believe the CIA is funding this. They believe the CIA is behind this. And if the Wagner Group take over, they're not going to back down.
Good afternoon, everyone. We want to bring you some breaking news out of Russia and what we know at this hour about a military coup that has unfolded against Vladimir Putin and the Russian Federation. This being led by the head of the private military army, the Wagner Group, Yevgeny Prigozhin, who has overnight called for an armed rebellion against the Russian Federation. Now, here's what we know. Here's what he has said publicly, that there was an attack on his position with a missile attack that came from the rear, came from behind, meaning Russian forces attacked his position. Russia says that's nonsense. It's completely unfounded. That did not happen. That's what he said. That's what they said. He called for an armed rebellion and a march towards Moscow. And that's exactly what has unfolded over the past number of hours. And so, folks, we now have a military coup inside of Russia. Any way you slice it, that's exactly what has happened. Vladimir Putin speaking to the nation just a few minutes ago, calling this a mutiny, and he said that twice. And moments ago, we saw footage of the Wagner army taking control of the National Guard and Russian military in the town of Rostov-on-Don. Patrick Lancaster is on his way to that town right now to give us a boots-on-the-ground report of what's actually happening, and he filed this report.
Hello, Redacted. This is Patrick Lancaster reporting to you from Russia. Right now I'm on the way to Rostov-on-Don. As you might have heard in the night, the Wagner Group, or private military group, moved into Rostov, put up checkpoints, and took control of part of the city. Now, a lot of information has been going around, some false, some true, but the fact is, the Wagner Group did go in and take control of some areas, but what is also being misrepresentative is the fact that they do not control the full city of Rostov. In fact, it's a small part of the center. It appears that they control, but there are areas that are controlled by Wagner, but there are definitely areas that are controlled by the Russian military. There's been a lot of events through the morning and early afternoon with the Wagner Group in Russia. At one point, it was shown that there were and are anti-tank mines lining some of the streets near the military equipment in the center. So that's definitely not a good thing when we see anti-tank mines in a residential area. But we can see that Wagner seems to be moving to blockade some of the official buildings of the military in Rostov, making demands to the authorities in the head of the Ministry of Defense and in Moscow.
Which is being reported as the Kremlin's fortress plan. The plan is rarely used and is intended to repel an attack on security force installations in Moscow. Russian media claims that it implies an emergency gathering of law enforcement personnel and taking control of especially important objects of the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the Federal Security Service, or the Federal Penitentiary Service. Now, the plan also provides for blockading the buildings of law enforcement agencies and readiness by the forces on duty to repel an external attack. Things reached a boiling point when the Wagner boss...
Now, just so you guys know, no, he is not. No, Marilyn Lynn, he is not. He is not a Nazi. He's a straight-up communist. No. They are not Nazis. Ukraine is Nazis. Ukraine is where the Nazis are at. Ukraine is the Nazis. No, he is not a Nazi. These people are communists. No, these are not Nazis. Wagner Group is Russian. The Wagner Group is Russian. They're not Nazis. No, they're not Nazis. They're the Wagner Group is Russian communists. But I just want to let everybody know, if you didn't notice, I can now, as I go live, show live stuff now. So things are getting better here on the Mind of Jamal. This is live right now. This is live. This is WeOn, but this is WeOn live. It's certain things I can do. So yes, we can go live now. And like if something happens from now on, I can do like if President Trump goes live, we can now all sit down and watch President Trump go live. So that's some good things that's happening as well. But now the guy said, hold up, I'm not trying to shed Russian blood. This has nothing to do with the Russian people. This has to do with the military echelon, the heads, the department of the War Department. This is basically who he has gripes with. And as you can see, it's not, I guess, is it really a coup? Or is it I can't stand my leadership, or is this a mutiny? Oh yeah, Marilyn, I've come a long way. I'm getting better. But is this a coup, or is this a rebellion? A mutiny? Because this is really a mutiny. See, here it goes. See? He's not trying. He hates the defense ministry. Do you know who this is? This is their version of BlackRock. What's that paramilitary group, private contract group in America? What's the name of our private contract? There's a private contract group here in America. What is their name? It is a private contract group. Private. It's here in America, military. Is it BlackRock? Is it BlackRock? Because I know they're America's private military group. Blackwater. This guy, Wagner, is equal to Blackwater. And anyone who knows anything about the military, anyone who knows anything about the U.S. military knows Blackwater pay U.S. soldiers well. They actually pay U.S. soldiers quite well. So this is something that is happening. It's not good. Well, if this guy takes over Russia, if he's allegedly coming for Putin, you're looking at someone who is more ruthless than Putin, someone who's an experienced soldier, and he's going to blow Ukraine off the map. He's not going to allow them to get closer. He's going to push us to World War II. Hello, Miss Salty Mary. Now, we've gotten that out of the way. Phone lines are open. Phone lines are open. It is 15:58. The phone lines are open. Phone lines are open. Hey, trolls, if you call in, I will let you talk for 30 seconds. But if you're not going to talk, everybody, the phone lines are now open. As you can see, I bought my daughters a new time clock. I don't know if y'all remember when I got those little time clocks last year. Well, they have helped my daughters so much when it comes to getting ready on time in school. I took this one because this one is just seconds, because I need this for like when y'all call in, being it's Saturday, a minute 30 seconds, Sunday through Thursday 2 minutes. Okay. Photos exist of Wagner Group second in command with Nazi tattoos on his neck. Our military is woke to fight Russia. Ukrainian soldiers are better. That is the most stupid thing. No, White Lightning 77. That is a lie. Ukrainians have been backing Nazis. Their whole Azov battalion is Nazis. The whole Azov battalion of Ukraine are Nazis. All of them. I don't support no Vlad. I don't support Ukraine. Ukraine is nothing more than a Nazi hub. That's all they ever been good for. No, sir. Ukraine's are Nazis. I wish Vladimir Putin would have nuked Kiev long time ago. What they should have done was give Ukraine some of that Hiroshima, Nagasaki action. That's what should have been done. They should have gave Ukraine some of that Hiroshima, Nagasaki action. But no, that is not true. There have been no Russians captured with Nazi tattoos, but overwhelming Azov battalion, Azov battalion, and Ukrainians caught with Nazi tattoos. All right, got a caller up. Oh, we got some callers up. Let's see. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, when you call in, if you call in and you say something stupid like, I got my penis, your number will be released to everybody so people can talk to you about the love of Christ and why you want to show on TV. Let's go. First caller up. Caller, you there?
Hello.
All right, caller. Before we get started, because I have to tell you this. If you disagree, let me know you disagree. I give you 30 seconds to speak, and I will keep silent and let you talk for 30 seconds. Matter of fact, if you call, I'm going to let you talk for 30 seconds. But if you say anything pornographic, anything like I'm here to banana in a hammock and stuff like that, your number, your likeness is okay for me to release. Caller?
Yes, sir.
You can speak. Whatever. Like I said, you disagree. Jamal, I disagree. And I will keep silent for 30 seconds and let you speak. Go, caller.
Well, Mr. Jamal, if a World War III like scenario were to break out, what do you think the military preparedness of young men in America would be like? Now, for me, I'm 25 years old, and I have some like autism spectrum disorders. I have schizophrenia, and would they loosen the requirements for me to join in the military in a World War III like situation with any other nation compared to other nations, young men, or do you think it will be a little harder for me to even enlist in the military? Because I've tried to, but with the Marine Corps, but they said I couldn't.
If things are World War III style and things get bad, they will take you eventually. What they will do, they will give you a machine gun. They will put you at a place where you can be directed better, and they will let you shoot. Right now, our military can't afford to do this. But in Vietnam, there was a group called, he was a senator, Moron, excuse the term, but his name was Mark Morons or something like that. He took people with autism and other mental defects whose IQs was not high enough to get into the regular army. He took them, he made a whole battalion and put them in Vietnam. There, over half their troops was wiped out. Hold up, let me look it up right now so I can tell you senator who took low IQ. Hold on, I will tell you exactly his name. and I will tell you his name. I will tell you his name. Vietnam War low IQ soldiers. There it go. This is the guy named. There was a senator behind that dumb idea. McNamara. His name was Senator McNamara. He, in the 1960s, the Project 100,000. Project 100,000, also known as McNamara's 100, McNamara's Folly, McNamara's Morons, and the McNamara Misfits, was a controversial 1960s program by the United States Department of Defense that recruited soldiers who would previously have been below military, mental, and medical standards. And what they did, they stuck them out there on standards. Project 100,000 was initiated by Defense Secretary Robert McNamara in October 1966 to meet the escalating manpower requirements of the American government involvement in Vietnam. According to the Hamilton Gregory, and these people died, divorce rates and stuff like that. So would they take someone? Yes, they would. However, would we put our soldiers in that type of scenario? No. They will probably put you on a tank if you have like autism. But autism people are real good with mathematics. They real good with numbers, real good with remembering. So you know what? They may put you somewhere in military intelligence to where you can look at things to where you can focus on something with the extremity and look at something and find something that may help us out. I hope and pray we never come to that type of scenario because, and thank you for the call, our military, standing military, the way men are today, if the men of today would have fought the Nazi Germans of yesteryear, I would have answered this call. Guten Tag, Americana. That's what I would have said. Caller, you're on the air. Luther, you're on the air.
Luke, this is Luke the Geese.
What's up, Luke?
Jamal, I just want to say, how you doing? Thank you for everything. And I just want to say that this all goes back to Barack and Michelle fundamentally changing America. So once they allowed the homosexuals to get married, that allowed the steal to happen. Yes, we had some wins with Roe v. Wade being turned over, but now we're fighting battles. This is, it took it from just America to around the world. That allowed them to steal the country, steal election and steal the country. Hunter to do whatever he wanted to do. Run rampant in Ukraine, and now we have this situation. Putin, the whole regime change. I thank God that he's in charge right now because he should have incinerated us a long time ago for blowing up that pipeline. What else do I want to say? I want to say thank you for educating us biblically and historically. If we don't get paper ballots and last name, social security, and phone number on the paper ballot or whatever, I don't know if we'll be able to take back America and the world in the situation we need.
You know what? I'm going to say this real quick, Luke. Republicans, and like I said, you had a minute 35. Like I tell people, I try to give people their time. Luke, I'm going to tell you right now, Republicans are the problem, okay? Let me say this with you right now. Republicans, henpecked, spineless, yellow belly Republicans. Let me show you something that happened. And y'all know this is Sunday. This is Saturday sit down. I want everybody here to look at this right here. I got this on the screen. You don't see it, Luke. I don't know if you can see it. In New Jersey, they approved unanimously a transgender CEO of New Jersey Civil Service Commission. Now, I want you to hear this. The approved nomination went through the state Senate where it passed unanimous vote 37-0. There are 20 Democrats, 15 Republicans. Why didn't the Republicans, 25 Republicans, 25 Democrats, 15 Republicans. Why did the Republicans vote for this mess?
Right.
Why did the Republicans push this mess? So you got a man who dresses up in a red wig and says he's a woman and Republicans vote and push. So I'm going to be honest with you. Republicans had multiple times. We have had multiple times to see. We've had multiple times to sit here and change stuff, but we won't. Look at Arizona. What happened in Arizona, I blame on the Arizona Republican Party, because the Arizona Republican Party, once that happened in 2018 with Sinema and all that, couldn't get the vote. You know, the Republicans, she went to bed. That's when John McCain had died, and they had chose a Republican woman to replace him. When she went to bed, she was up by 15,000 votes. When she woke up the next morning, she was down by 25. Mm-hmm. The Republican Party failed. The Republican Party in Arizona failed to fix that problem. So we got to blame the Republican Party. They're responsible for this. Yeah. So if they don't sit here and push back, then we're not going to have it. The last 35 seconds is yours, Luke. The last 35 seconds is yours.
Everything you said is factual. I mean, like the Republican Party, I mean, like we have to fight back. I mean, like there has to be paper ballots. There has to be last 4 digits of the Social Security and then your phone number on your ballot or whatever in order for us to like verify and win this next 2024 election. If not, I don't know. I think that's going to be a wrap.
Well, here's the thing. We got the Supreme Court. Tell me right now, what are the Republican, and like I said, Luke, I can talk to you. Nobody's on hold, so me and you can, I don't know if you feel like talking for a second or two. But Luke, here's the thing. The Republican, each state has a Republican Party. It's up to that state to sue and get this stuff in front of the Supreme Court. Tell me why we cannot have a national voter ID and paper ballots. Tell me why the Republican Party haven't sued and pushed back against that jungle primary stuff where on a ballot you can have Republicans and Democrats. Tell me why the Republican Party is spending so much time just collecting money. The Republican Party have to be to wait to the last 30 days of the election to start putting out stuff, knowing that early voting starts 4 and 5 months ahead of time. Why aren't they getting stuff in front of the people to try to stop it? They're not doing it. And at some time, we got to tell the Republican Party, get off your hind parts and do something other than collecting money.
Right. I mean, like, that's due to the fact that that's all they want to do is collect money and take these lavish trips and do these lavish dinners or whatever. I mean, there should have been a regime change in the Republican Party. Ronald McDaniel should have been out, and then somebody else should have taken over to, like, fight back against these election laws and these election rules. This should just be day of, just like it was it France or Italy not too long ago, where they got the Republican leader over there. What country was that?
I think that's Italy. She's a woman.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't want to keep you. I'm at work. I just want to call in.
Okay, Luke.
I appreciate you. You have a good evening.
You too. God bless. That was Luke Pregis. That was Luke. Thank you, Luke, for the call. But it comes a time, people, we have to blame the Republican Party for the inaction that we show. This is the Republican Party. The Republican Party constantly sits here and allow Democrats to get control. They allow the Democrat Party to take control. You know, I haven't used this in a long time. I'm out here right now moving stuff around on my page that I use and stuff that I don't. You know what? Let me go and close. I don't use that no more. I tried to do that. The Let's Go Brandon bar. I don't know. Sometimes I may use. No, I don't use that either way. I got my stuff. No, I can change that. I can change that. But everybody, it comes a time where we have to blame the Republican Party for the inactivity, for the things that's going on. Hey, Mr. Larson, yes, Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara, that was correct, Mr. Larson. I haven't got the shirt yet, Mr. Larson. Oh, I received the shirt from somebody, and I got to show it. It's a nice shirt, But everyone, it comes a time to where we have to start holding the Republican Party accountable for what's going on. I'm hearing so many libertarians say, why should the Republican Party, and this is a message for the libertarians, why should we have impeachment? Joe Biden is not going to be convicted in the Senate. Do you really think they were going to find 20 Republicans who was going to convict Donald Trump? I'm just saying, come on, let's tell the truth. Do Democrats really thought they was going to get 25 Republicans that was going to convict Donald Trump? No, it is about show. It is about politics. You can say what you want to. The first impeachment did hurt Donald Trump. It did. Because it tainted his whole election. Impeached Ukraine, which was a lie. Tell me why the Republican Party hasn't went back and removed those impeachments off his record. Why haven't the Republican Party removed the impeachments? Anybody want to ask that? See, Democrats know how to do it. Democrats know it's politics. Democrats know how to get in front of the camera and play the game. I'm going to be honest with you. This is one of the things that Republican establishment don't understand. Like I say, you guys can call in. It's Saturday. It's a free fall. Call in. Tell me what you want to talk about. But this Ron DeSantis is a good governor. But Ron DeSantis is going to take us back to the John McCain, George Bush era. You have to be buttoned up and speak proper. John McCain was considered a maverick. He lost. You remember when John McCain said, no, don't talk about Barack Obama. He's a good man. He's a good man. Can anybody ever tell me when on the campaign trail, when Barack Obama when Barack Obama defended John McCain on the campaign trail in 2008? Can anyone show me a video where Barack Obama defended John McCain in the 2008 campaign? He didn't. Matter of fact, he said the reason why they chose Sarah Palin is because of Democrats. But to everyone, this is the problem with Ron DeSantis.
Okay, I know a lot of people, Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis. Okay, I get it. I think that both are a legitimate choice. Ron DeSantis, he did release a new campaign ad ripping San Francisco. Everything he says is correct. But when I watch this, I do have some concerns as to, this is what we would call a layup.
Yeah.
And I just don't think he did it, I don't want to say as well. He did it poorly. But the substance is right there. Here's Ron DeSantis ripping San Francisco.
We're here in the once great city of San Francisco. We came in here and we saw people defecating on the street. We saw people using heroin. We saw people smoking crack cocaine. And you look around, the city is not vibrant anymore. It's really collapsed because of leftist policies. And these policies have caused people to flee this area. They don't prosecute criminals like they do in most parts of the country. And the wreckage has really, really been sad to see. And so I've seen so many businesses boarded up. I've seen so much riffraff just running around. And it just shows you these policies matter. Leadership matters. They are doing it wrong here. No wonder why we've had so many people move from San Francisco to Florida over the last few years. We got to stop this madness. We need to restore sanity to this country.
Now, everything he said there is correct. He just said it. Comment below. Are you concerned a little bit that some people, we've talked about this out there, they'll do like these viral videos and then they'll start doing a show. And you go, ooh, they would be better off not doing a show because when people see more, they realize that maybe they can't carry this. The overexposure isn't necessarily a good thing. Sometimes you want to just appear and go back into the shadows, right? That scarcity creates more value. When he's there, I agree with everything that he's saying. But when he says, you know, people are here defecating and they are smoking crack cocaine, first off, don't use defecating unless it's tongue-in-cheek, meant to be funny. Yeah. And just say crack.
Yeah.
Just say crack.
And he was just so monotone and so boring. That's like somebody gave him a Valium right before he made the video, and I'm like, oh.
And this is the issue.
I'm riffraff and hooligans.
Yeah, these
riffraff.
I don't know about those.
All this tomfoolery.
Bunch of ne'er-do-wells.
DeSantis doesn't stand for that.
Whereas, I won't.
This is the issue. It's not just about the swamp. It's about the handlers. It's about the people around him telling him that's how you. If it was Donald Trump would deliver that better.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I'm here in San Francisco. Folks, it's gross, okay? Behind me there are people, look. They're defecating. There are two men. He was penetrating, inseminating, celebrating another man's body. His body's not a wonderland. It was Six Flags over California. Then the trolley came. Six more came out. They got off the train to run a train on another.
Disgusting.
Smoking crack, folks. Smoking crack, like the mayor of D.C. smoking crack. This is crazy. The insanity is California. It's disgusting. Too many homos, too many drugs. I would never say that. People here, that's what they say.
But then he would always.
Now, to White Lightning. I did look up White Lightning 77. I did look up Dmitry Yutkin. I did. And one thing about me, White Lightning 777, I did look him up. Dmitry Yutkin. I don't go to places like the BBC, Fox News, or places like that that tell me that Ukraine is winning when Ukraine was losing. I don't go to places that regurgitate the same talking points like the Ghost of Kiev and Kiev Beauty, the Ukrainian beauty queen picking up a rifle, and the heifer did nothing but pick up an air rifle that she took a picture a year before the whole conflict. I don't go to places that do Ukrainian propaganda. I don't do that. Dmitry Yutkin by Weon, Redacted, Hindu Times, and other places that I trust have said those pictures are not him. They said that the so-called tattoos, if they took the pictures, they said those pictures are not him, because what they did was they allegedly showed him with SS on his neck that somebody had done in white power. I did see those tattoos. I went verified it to those news sources that I trust. I don't trust BBC and Fox News and CBS and NBC, because they have been in the tank for Ukraine. They have lied for Ukraine. They have made Ukraine seem like they're winning, and Ukraine have been falling back closer toward Kiev than they ever could. So, yes, you are correct about Dmitry Yukin being second in command. Many in the press believe he is a Nazi. Yes. But I look at the source, and the source in which states that are from the West. People and the East say different, but the people who have nothing to win or lose, WION, which is out of India, Hindu Times, which is out of India, and other newspapers and stuff who are out of India, out of Japan, and other groups, they disagree with you on him being a neo-Nazi. But you can guarantee I did look at it. And thank you for the kindness and generosity. You donated twice to the page. I want to thank once again still White Lightning 777. He sent me a super chat. I appreciate it. And he told me in message. But always remember, to anybody, you don't have to do a super chat to necessarily get my attention. It's appreciative. But I want to thank, all right. Ooh, guess who? Y'all, we are about to get a treat. Pop's about to call in. Hello, Mr. Larson. How are you doing?
Hey, Super Jamal. How are you today?
How was the trip to Canada?
Well, fishing was good. Weather was pretty good, except one night it was about 40 degrees, and I didn't bring any heavy weather gear for the next day fishing. But other than one day, and we stayed a couple extra days this year, which made everything okay. So
okay,
we caught our limits and caught more and released more than we brought home for sure.
Did you get
a ton of them?
Did you get any picture of the sunsets and things like that? Were you on the lake at any time or on the rivers, and were you in a boat or out of the boat?
Well, I didn't take a lot of pictures, Jamal, this year. I usually like to. I've got some old ones, but somehow or other, I'm just not as good at on the computer as you, and I've got lousy ways of not filing correctly where my old pictures are. But I'm sorry, I didn't get any great sunset pictures or anything else. So I should have worked on that a little more, but my apologies, and also my deepest apologies. While I was gone, I wasn't able to celebrate Juneteenth with you. I know you love to do that. And, and I was hoping to get down in North Carolina so we could go out and celebrate Pride Month together. And we didn't get to do any of those things this year.
You came to my house talking about some Pride Month. I read you off my front door. Well, don't worry, there was enough shooting around here on Juneteenth that did it for you. Because they were shooting and gangbanging all over here on Juneteenth.
I thought they had something over in, what's your next door neighbor?
Raleigh.
Where they got the university?
Oh, you talking about in Duke or UNC?
Well, what do they call the town?
Are you talking about Chapel Hill?
Chapel Hill, yeah. Is that right next door to you?
Oh, yes.
Durham and Chapel Hill. I thought there was some news out of Chapel Hill I saw this last week or so.
Oh,
but anyway,
they're crazy over there in Chapel Hill.
Yeah. So, and I'm sorry, I can't stay up quite as late. I don't know. I guess I'm getting old, and about an hour into it, I'm ready for bed. So I kind of am glad you're on tonight or this afternoon. But it's during my usual nap time, so I was kind of between a rock and hard place today. But I thought, well, it's been a long time, so I'll call Jamal and forgo the nap.
Well, what usually happens is
I hope you're healing up well.
I'm healing pretty good, and like I was saying, Mr. Larson, like I say, my hand looks, I don't know if y'all can see it, looking
I
at
saw
it looks pretty
the
good. It's
wound,
just
yeah.
a little bruised. It's it went well, but I'm trying to get things to where now I go live by. I'm live by 10:20. I'm trying to get live by 10:15 because I have so much going on. As soon as I walk through the door, I got to do so much and get myself ready, get my kids ready. But I am trying to stop going live, stop going at 10:30, 10:15, push it back up. And if I miss a Friday show, do a Saturday show, but do it early.
Yeah.
Like this show I'm doing is going to be the normal 3 hours, still a free for all call in, but I'm gonna have it so that people can call, still doing the things I would have done, videos I was looking at and stuff to get
Not
the
to
material.
sound like an old mother hen, Jamal, but I mean, you might have worked a little too late on your show the night before you cut your hand, maybe, and didn't get enough sleep, and maybe weren't quite as alert as you should have been.
No, that's not what happened. In HVAC, we work with something called ductwork, and sometimes if you're dealing with like if you're venting for a hood and you got pipe, you take it and you put it together, you hit it together, and you put some screws in it, you put a little duct seal to seal it. What happened was I grabbed the whole thing of it and tried to throw it on a truck, and it's my hand wide open. And instead of me going to the hospital immediately, I'm like, I'll be okay, put a little duct seal on it, wrapped it up, and kept going. That's what you normally do in my field. But as a diabetic, is that smart? No. It's not very smart for me to do as a diabetic.
Yeah.
But I ended up getting it straight. And I don't like stitches. I had a real bad experience with stitches. The nut who put my stitches in, she was an idiot. And so I didn't really want to get stitches anyway. But I now, my job, because my HR lady, she was ticked at me. She was like, Jamal, don't you do that again. She was like, you have to wear gloves. So from now on, when I deal with metal, and she passed it on, everybody has to wear gloves. If you catch you dealing with gloves without it, they will write you up.
Yeah, she probably had to file a NOSHA report too, right?
Yeah, because I had to end up going to the hospital because I went to try to go take care of it, and they was like, nope. No, the quick place, the fast alert, is like a little clinic you go to, but they sent me to the hospital, and so that came up. So,
all right, well, take good care of yourself. I hope you heal up quick, and glad to be back in the USA. And good Lord, the people in Canada, the common people we talk to, are just like the common people down here. And how we end up with the goofy heads of government that we both have ended up with, I have no idea.
No.
Other than we're just outmanned.
You know why? Because we're so worried about offending people than upholding the nation.
Well, I'm not worried about offending people. I'm too old for that. But, oh man. Well, anyway, Jamal, I'm way over the time limit here, so I'll get on my merry way. But are you gonna be on tomorrow night then?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
Oh, and that shirt. Usually they ship from Minnesota. I got wind that this darn thing is shipping from Italy, so it had to go through customs and this and that. So one of these months, you'll get that shirt I told you would be in your hands by the time I was in Canada. So, but I hope you like it, and it better be good when it gets there, or I'm going to be honked.
It will. And let me answer somebody real quick. Pam Jackson, yes. Sheet metal is nasty stuff, and it will cut like a razor, because I have had to work with sheet metal to seal things off, and they gave me a tetanus shot at the hospital because I hadn't had a tetanus shot in over 6 years. So yeah, they shot me with a tetanus shot at the hospital. But all right, Mr. Larson, pleasure talking to you.
Take care. God bless you, and God bless your family, and God bless the Queen, man. God bless America. See ya, Jamal.
All right. To everybody, Tucker Carlson is alleged released they're trying to say this is Tucker. Now, this is for some good laughs. Like I say, phone lines are open. Here go a good laugh for y'all right here. Let me go on and do this. A lot of people saw this on Rumble. If you weren't on Rumble, you missed this. Check this out.
Did Tucker really say this? Let's get into this.
Born in the 90s that's under 25 can't cook, can't clean. They don't want to work nothing. That's 31 and over get in relationships with them and wonder why ain't working. That's because all young want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
Not eat hot Cheetos, Tucker. Nah, we know they ain't Tucker. Ain't no way, ain't no way, Shotty. Tucker done said something like that. Ain't no way. Did Tucker really say this? Let's get into this.
Born in the 90s that's under 25 can't cook, can't clean. They don't want to work nothing. That's 31 and over get in relationships with them and wonder why ain't working. That's because all young want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
Not eat hot Cheetos, Tucker. Nah, we know they ain't Tucker. Ain't no way, ain't no way, Shotty. Tucker done said something like that. Ain't no way.
I am crying laughing at that. I don't know who did that for AI, but that is funny. Yes, I know some people gonna be like, Jamal, that's just so wrong. But that's funny. That is funny to me. Y'all got to admit, that's funny. Y'all got to admit that's funny. Y'all got to admit that's funny. Y'all got to admit that. Because he sat there and said, all y'all do, can't cook, can't clean, all y'all do. Somebody blackmailed. It was hilarious, y'all. Y'all got to eat hot Cheetos and wash your coochie in the sink. He's saying y'all ain't taking baths. Oh, God. That was so funny. It was funny. That's like, he said y'all talk junk on Wi-Fi because your phone ain't on. I ain't gonna lie, that's funny. It is funny. You got to admit, that is funny. That is way funny. But let's get to the impeachment, hopefully, of Joe Biden.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. We begin with a bombshell revelation in the Biden-Burisma bribery scandal, adding increased momentum for a potential Joe Biden impeachment. And we open the show with Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, a member of the House Oversight Committee. Please take a listen. All right, joining us now, we welcome to the show Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene from the great state of Georgia, and a member of the House Oversight Committee. Marjorie, thank you for this. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on, Larry.
You bet. Let me begin with this incredibly incriminating evidence that surfaced in Jason Smith's Ways and Means Committee hearing yesterday. I'm sure you're all over it, this WhatsApp message. I'm going to have to read it, but I'll read it as quickly as I can for viewers. I'm sitting here. This is Hunter Biden. I'm sitting here with my father, and we would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled. Tell the director that I'd like to resolve this now before it gets out of hand. And now means tonight. And Z, if I get a call or text from anyone involved in this other than you, Zhang, or the chairman, I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows and my ability to forever hold a grudge that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father. All right. You've undoubtedly read that many times. Now, to me, that is incredibly incriminating. Not only was there foreign money coming in on the take for influence peddling, but the idea that Joe Biden keeps saying he didn't know anything about his son's business. He was sitting right there as they try to strong-arm this Chinese businessman. I mean, what do you make of all this?
Well, I think that's one of the smoking guns, but there's many now, Larry. It's getting to the point where impeachment is so obvious to every single American in the country except Congress. And I'm really urging my Republican colleagues to get on board with this. But I will have to tell you, with that information that came out of the Ways and Means press conference and the investigation that they have been leading, and we're combining that information with the powerful evidence that we have on the Oversight Committee with bank statements and records and proof of wire transfers into these fake LLCs that went out and paid the Biden family members, but also proved that Hunter Biden even committed tax fraud and crimes such as paying prostitutes, which is human sex trafficking, and then writing it off as a business expense. But you add that to the FBI's unclassified 1023 form, Larry, unclassified, that shows that the top informant for the FBI, the top in the world, as they say, said that Joe Biden took a $5 million bribe from the Ukrainian oligarch that owned Burisma in order to get Viktor Shokin fired. We have so much evidence right now. The only thing that's holding everybody up is the willingness to actually move forward with impeachment. I'm ready. I'm pitching a tantrum here in Washington, trying to get this going. So I hope to see some movement very soon.
Well, you know, on the show last night, we covered this. My opening riff was how you were on the right track here. I mean, you know, no court of law under this administration will touch Joe Biden. It seems to me the only way you're going to go after him and get some justice is through the impeachment process. But before we do that, I just want to take a quick sidebar, Marjorie. The FBI, which was the driving force behind the whole bogus, phony Trump Russian collusion business, for which John Durham completely exonerated him. Here's the FBI doing everything they can to stop this investigation of the Biden bribery scandal and everything that went with it that you just mentioned. I mean, every step of the way. You know, we've talked to Jim Comer several times. It's like a bad dentist pulling a tooth out. I mean, you can't get this. They won't give it to you. And it's like, I don't understand how the FBI can possibly not have major changes here, why Wray hasn't already been fired.
I agree with you, Larry, and that's why I introduced articles of impeachment against Christopher Wray, but I also introduced them against Merrick Garland. These are the most powerful federal agencies in Washington, D.C., the FBI and the Department of Justice, and they are completely politically weaponized against their political opponents, that being President Trump, anyone associated with him, all the way down to parents at school boards, pro-life Catholics, and many others. But here's the real situation, and I'll break some news for you.
The Republican Party have to understand. The Republican Party has to understand that, yes, this is about politics. This is about what it looks like to the public. What does it look like to the public? Well, to those who want the Republican Party to do stuff, impeachment says, we know you did it. We know you did this. Republicans can impeach Joe Biden around November, December. Have it? Because the Senate is controlled by Chuck Schumer. The same way it was controlled then by Mitch McConnell. It's going to be, see, the Senate can't control. All they do is listen to the evidence. And then we can present the evidence against Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. And people need to present the pictures of him screwing young girls. See, here's the thing. You can present the pictures of Hunter Biden sleeping with young girls. Well, they can't convict Joe Biden about that. Oh, yes, that's the key to it. You put this stuff in there. It's going to be on all the networks. They got to show it. And when the Republicans come on board, they present, this is Hunter Biden screwing a 13-year-old girl. This is Hunter Biden sleeping with his young niece. Tell me why Joe Biden, as a grandfather, when he saw his son messing around with his granddaughter, not say nothing. Tell me why Joe Biden won't claim his grandchild. That's when the Republicans can ask questions like this. Even if it's not to convict Joe Biden, 3 Republican senators get together and say, isn't it true that Joe Biden knew about Hunter Biden molesting his granddaughter? Yes, it is. On the laptop is shown him with his 16-year-old niece. Joe Biden, we do believe, knew. That's what it's about. Do the Republican Party actually want to impeach Joe Biden and get things to where they fight back? Or do they want to go back to the way things used to be? That's the question. Let me see, has anybody called in? If the phones? All right, phone lines are open. Phone lines are open. Oh, yeah, White Lightning. That Tucker thing probably was AI. Somebody did, because you can do AI voice. And with AI voice, White Lightning 777, you can type it up and the voice will come through.
You on your show. I had a meeting today with Kevin McCarthy in his office in the Capitol, and there is investigations that are being launched into Christopher Wray and Merrick Garland, and we're going to hunt that investigation as far as we can, and if it leads to impeachment, the Speaker is just fine with it. So that's information for your show and your viewers, and that just happened today in Washington, D.C.
Well, thank you for that. That's good news. I mean, all the FBI is a protection racket for Biden. I mean, that's all that is. They're not the G-men that we all grew up with. And probably there's some great agents out there throughout the country, but not in the Washington operation under Christopher Wray. Marjorie, let me go back to the main chance here. So you issued a powerful statement for impeachment to Breitbart. We quoted you at some length last night. And as I said earlier, I think you're on the right track. But let me ask you this. Does the evidentiary proof back up the allegation of bribery? And in particular, here's my biggest issue. The so-called telephone tapes from the Burisma oligarch, who no one can find. The guy's on the lam someplace in the Ukraine. I don't know where he is. I mean, we've given them $150 billion worth of aid to fight Russia, and we can't find this one crooked oligarch. To me, if that tape is true, and I know the well-regarded informant says it's true, but if that tape is true, then the Biden bribery scandal breaks wide open. And the only way you can really get some law-abiding justice is through impeachment. But would it be better to wait to see if you can get your hands on that tape?
Well, we would love to get our hands on the tapes, and there are actually 17 audio recordings, 17, 15 of Hunter Biden and 2 of Joe Biden himself. But let's be realistic about it. These audio recordings are in the hands of the oligarch who I'm sure saved those audio recordings to protect his own life. And let's look at the state of Ukraine. There's a war happening there, which our government is funding and waging against nuclear-powered Russia. So I think it would be greatly difficult to get our hands on those audio tapes, but we would love to have them. And if the FBI knows how to get them, you would think they would cooperate with us and help us get our hands on those to prove a crime. After all, they are the top police officers in the country, but we're getting no participation from the FBI. Even unclassified documents are redacted, and they force us to read them in a skiff, which is outrageously disrespectful from the director of the FBI, Christopher Wray, who had quite a career at prestigious law firms in Georgia. But we aren't getting anywhere with that. But Larry, really, there is so much proof that Joe Biden has been corrupt and has committed abuse of power in his 50-year-long career. We just need the willingness and the courage to look at all the evidence, put it together, and move forward to write articles of impeachment and get a vote. That's all it takes, because the evidence is clearly there. The American people are convinced.
One last one, Marjorie. I want you to hear what Jim Comer said last night on our show about trying to find this oligarch someplace in the Ukraine. Hang on a second. It's a quick sound.
We're going to do everything we can to get the tapes, and yes, we...
Say hey.
Hi.
Can you see the camera?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. You out there playing?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell your sister. What y'all just drawing?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We can send people to foreign countries, and we will do that. We may have already done that. So we're not going to let up. I'm pretty optimistic that we'll be able to connect the dots, and we're working as quickly as we can.
Marjorie, we can send people to Ukraine. We will send people to Ukraine. We may have already sent people to Ukraine. He was responding to my question. Do you know anything about can, will, may have? Can you shed any light on that?
I don't actually know, but I'm glad to hear Chairman Comer say that on your show last night. And I hope that we have sent people. I'm sure the FBI knows plenty about it. After all, that was their top informant, and the FBI should be communicating with us information on this. But if we can track down those audio tapes, we certainly will. But I also am realistic. I keep my feet planted on planet Earth, and I've looked at all the other evidence, and the evidence is clear, with or without the audio tapes, that Joe Biden has committed abuse of power. He has committed high crimes and misdemeanors, and absolutely should be impeached. And we started with the WhatsApp chat that Hunter Biden had sent that message that he was sitting there right with his father, ready to make powerful decisions with his father's powerful positions. And I'm sure they were getting paid for it, because we got plenty of bank records and money wire transfers to prove it. So again.
The Republican Party should be right now launching impeachment inquiries. Yes, Sheila Rick, she is a good person. And thank you for everybody who spoke to my daughter. Yeah, she was just down here to get some paper. They're really just getting back in town. So that's what's going on. All right, Eddie. What's going on? What's going on, Eddie?
Hey, what's going on, Jamal?
Nah, same old same. How you doing?
Good. Just called in and let you know Jace is doing fine.
Okay.
Things are better. And the only thing I wanted to talk about was the whole submarine thing. My dad was in the Navy and Coast Guard, and the day that they had announced that it blew up, my father was like, you know what? They had to know like 4 days ago when it happened. He's like, because you can hear it. Like they have stations, like people on ships. Their job is to just listen to the sea to see if there's anything exploding underneath the water. So they knew a week in advance. It was all because of the Hunter crap. That's why they just held off all the information. They knew it blew up the day it happened.
Somebody has said, Eddie, that the reason that they held back was because they really didn't want people to know how America's top secret listening devices underwater. They said, yeah, they picked that up. Soon as that thing went zoom, they was like, oh snap.
My pop called me up. He's like, they knew it happened. He's like, as soon as the thing imploded, they heard it.
Yeah, that's what somebody has said.
That's some interesting. So, and about McCain, when he was released from you remember how he got out of the POW camp?
Yeah, Hanoi Hotel.
My father was the one that transported him because my dad was a Brown River boat gunner.
Okay.
And he actually was on the boat that transported him back to the Navy ships. So him and I got into a huge fight when McCain was running for president. We'll talk about that another time, but it made for an interesting dinner conversation.
Okay, well,
you have yourself a good day.
Thank you. And I'm just glad your son Jace is doing better. I'm so glad of that.
Yeah, he's doing really good. He's missing his 4 top front teeth, but he can still eat and everything. So.
All right.
And I concede my time back to you, sir. You have a great weekend.
You too, Eddie. You have a blessed and wonderful weekend.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that was Jace. That was Eddie talking about his son who had the surgery and everything went well. But as we go back to talking about impeachment, Republicans got us. I'm hearing a lot of libertarians. I see why the Libertarian Party isn't winning. The Libertarian Party can't win because they don't know. I watch libertarians try to bolster themselves as this guardian of the Constitution, but would rather them see the nation destroyed and them say, yeah, America fallen, things are horrible, but at least we withheld the Constitution, then instead of winning and keeping the Constitution. The Constitution don't mean anything if the nation has fallen. The Constitution means nothing if the nation has fallen. And this comes from Genghis Khan, I do believe, or Confucius. A nation that is attacked and is destroyed from outsiders can rise up again. A nation that is destroyed within itself can never rise again. What Democrats are doing, y'all, They are destroying the nation from within. They're changing genders from within. They're destroying families, telling the women, don't marry men who fit this criteria. Patriotic, white, straight, Christian. They have labeled what built this nation masculinity. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. There's no such thing as that. Have there been something called macho men? Yeah, there's been something called macho men. And they wanted to be the macho man. And they wanted to be the biggest men. They wanted to be the top notch. But that's what built America. Some of you may not like what I'm about to say, and you may disagree, but you know what? That's the greatness of this page. You have a right to disagree with me, and I'm not going to fuss at you and stuff like that. I don't do that. But women can't tell men how to be real men. Liberal women cannot tell men how to be real men. Men have been feminized. Because liberal women have gotten control and they are determining for women. Have there been some sorry tale men? Yeah, of course, there have been some sorry tale men in the past, but you know what? Those sorry tale men still had something to contribute. Let me ask, even a woman beater. Yeah, a man who beats his wife. Many of them help shape the nation. Many of them help shape the nation. They would get out there, fight and kill Indians and protect, but yeah, some of them were women beaters. What we started to do was look at men through feminine eyes, what women agree with, instead of saying men are men. Are there some men that are straight up, excuse my term, they are part of the famous Native American tribe, the Slapaho Indians? There are a bunch of men that are Native Americans. You want to call them Slapahos. Slapaho Indians. But you know what? These men have fought, shot, and saved America. There were some men who believe men don't cry in front of you. Men don't cry. They built America. The men who believe men didn't cry built America. The men they called toxic masculinity built the nation that the feminists are enjoying. You don't see feminism in China, do you? Oh, wow, I want to thank, somebody. Miss Yvette Roman, thank you for your kindness and generosity. Miss Yvette Roman says, thank you for the prayers. Well, Miss Yvette, thank you for the prayers. He's doing good. Well, I'm so glad, Miss Yvette. I'm so glad he's doing good. I'm so glad. But people have to understand the men that built America and saved America, they couldn't stay in this time right now. Can you imagine going up to a man from the 1940s and 30s, dressed like some of these women dress, and tell him you ain't my daddy? Can you imagine telling a man in the 1930s, you out there dressed like some of these women, be dressed with halter tops and yoga pants? That man be like, you ain't going outside like that. Wow, Miss Rosalind Erkman said, I used to look at a man's hands when I was out. If they were cracked and calloused, I was interested because she knew he had a job. Can you imagine some of these young girls in their teens, in their 20s, the way they dress in club? Do you think those husbands would accept that back then? Do you think they would have accepted that back then? Yeah, men used to go to the clubs and drink, but they brought their checks home. Men's still job was to take care of the family. Do you think these young girls that's wearing low cut, showing their breasts and stuff like that in a club, you think they would be around them gangsters? They would thought they were prostitutes. Hey, baby, come here, sit on daddy's lap. Excuse me? Who you talking to, woman? Sit down and shut up. Those men built the nation. Now, do I promote beating a woman all because she didn't cook good? No. Do I promote, oh my gosh, woman, you got a headache? No, I don't know. But we can't lie on the men that built the nation. They won't buy what feminist standards today. They won't buy them. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Jendea, Demaya, come here. Come here. Y'all need to call. Y'all need, your mom's picking up dinner because she just came back. She's just going back from her place, Demaya, since it's movie night. And it's your movie night. Where you want to eat from? I swear that daggone clown. That daggone clown be tearing my family up. That clown, this receipts just going all over the place. That daggone clown got my daughter in a deep trance. Like, she got to have that daggone clown.
Maybe she likes Happy Meals. Maybe she likes getting toys in her Happy Meal. I also like Burger King too.
Well, come in, Jendea. Demaya been on. You haven't came over yet. Watch it. Don't hurt yourself. Now you get to tell, okay, now you a little bit bigger than Demaya. So you're going to have to lean in a little bit. Lean up my way. Say hey to everybody.
Hi.
There you go.
I can fit.
Yeah, you can. Me and Jendea sitting up here wearing 2-ton gang over here. Almost 2-ton gang. Well, y'all both come in here. Daggone, I'll slide over. There you go.
Stuck down because I'm
There you go.
like about the Maya size. Well,
Come on, come around, Demaya. You get in front of her because you smaller than her.
I'll just do this.
No, Jen. Hold up. There you go. See, now they can see all better. Now, okay, you got, come this way. And now you have to dip down, Jendea. See? Hold up, that my screen still do that. I gotta find out why my screen. That thing has done that ever since I had. I think it comes. Look at the camera. The camera's right there. Yeah, you can't see it. See, you're looking there. The camera's there. Demaya's looking right. See, you have to train yourself, Jendaya, to look at the camera. You want to focus on the camera like I do. I can focus on the camera and look. You did good. Look up. See. See, that just captured y'all picture. See? But, yeah, one thing about it, Jendaya, you have to learn when you get on television, you have to put concentration on the camera. You have to use everything within your peripheral vision to know and to do. Like, sometimes I look around, I look down, or I look left or right. But what you have to do is you have to understand that camera tells it all. Come over some, Jendaya. Demaya. Come over. So, see, y'all have to be able to know. See, you're looking here at the computer because you're looking at yourself. But if you look up and you pay attention and you scroll down, eventually it'll be looking back up at you at the computer screen. See, that's why you look there. You put your eyes and you focus and you look at everything that you have around. Now, people can see y'all. People can see. Now, take a look. See, Miss Yvette Roman, y'all remember her when we ate at the Olive Garden? That's Miss Yvette right there. See, there go Miss Bernie Mary. Y'all haven't met her yet. Y'all haven't seen them. Now, if you go here, I don't think you met anybody from Rumble. See. Now, if you go right here, you see now you're there on Carolina Republicans. And see, people can see y'all, hi kids. And there you go. You see? When you're dealing with any type of television, they'll tell you if you ever take any type of television, anything like that. You have your monitor, then you have where that gives your words, your monitor that have your words, so you better reach your words, and they put them there so you can constantly talk to the audience. And then when you get old enough to where experienced enough, you're able to do more than one. Boom, 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 boom. All right, take the phone, call your mom, and tell her what y'all want for dinner, since it's you choosing dinner tonight.
Which is McDonald's. McDonald's.
Okay, well, there you go. Take it upstairs. Well, just take it upstairs and just watch the wire go around so y'all won't step and hurt yourself. All right. That daggone clown be. All right, well, if she ain't ready yet, bring me back the phone. I swear, that daggone clown be getting rich.
Back. The gentleman yields back. The gentleman from New Jersey is now recognized for his questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Durham, thank you for being here. I know it's been one heck of a slog. I wish that we could, just stick to the matter at hand, which is your report, but it's been interesting. We've been all over the place. Fidelity, bravery, and integrity. These are the words that have guided the FBI through countless generations. Dishonesty, deception, and corruption, I'm sad to say. The stark contrast and unfortunate reality we now find ourselves in. A reality that has revealed a politicized, weaponized, and corrupted federal...
To Miss Kristen Hopkins. Miss Kristen Hopkins, I have not talked to Jermaine in over 3 weeks. I know Jermaine was doing with his therapy And it's really, his therapy is really taking a toll. I don't think Jermaine has been live within months. I don't know. I don't think Jermaine has been live for months. I have looked at the show to try to see. He doesn't do lives no more. I really think this stuff is catching up. Is doing Miss Christina Hopkins. I do believe it's weighing them down. I'll be honest, it is weighing them down. Like, cause remember, we was doing 2J's Tuesday. Then we moved to Thursdays because Jermaine, it just takes a toll on him. But I haven't heard from Jermaine in a while. And then when all that craziness went on with his home and stuff like that, that really did something. I hope nobody haven't threatened him or threatened his family and stuff like that. Because I'm gonna tell you something, and this is serious. People just don't know how much hatred and ignorance the black community have. Y'all, a lot of people do not know how much hatred and ignorance the black community have. My community has a lot of hate and a lot of anger and a lot of evil within it. And they will justify hurting you. They will justify hurting you. In the black community, they will justify that. They will shoot. If you are conservative and your child is hurt, they don't care. They really don't care. Like I said, I have not talked to Jermaine in a while. I'm hoping and praying he's okay. Of course, I gave him a Happy Father's Day. He's staying active now. He's active. He's staying active, but he doesn't do a lot of lives because, like I said, I really think it's because he's tired and it's wearing him out. But trust me, I look forward to Jermaine coming back. I really do. I look forward to him coming back. Thank you, Miss Barbara Kirkendall. So I'm hoping and praying that Jermaine is okay.
Bureau of Investigation in desperate need, in my opinion, for a complete restructuring. One of the most egregious examples of dishonesty that the Durham report reveals relates to a critical piece on page 16 that summarizes a deeply troubling chain of events. Igor Danchenko, who was instrumental in the formation of the Steele dossier, claimed that one of his subsources was Sergei Milyan, a Belarusian American businessman and publicly known to be a Trump supporter. The report goes on to highlight that Danchenko claimed to have received an anonymous phone call from an individual he later claimed to be Milyan. On page 173, it is stated this call supposedly revealed, quote, a well-developed conspiracy of cooperation between the Trump campaign and Russian leadership, end quote. What's the kicker here? The kicker is Danchenko had never met nor spoken with Milyan prior to this call and told the Crossfire Hurricane team that despite never actually meeting Milyan, He recognized his voice from a YouTube video. This blatant lie was taken at face value by both Christopher Steele and the FBI's Crossfire Hurricane investigation. Think about that. Everybody think about that. Danchenko was a foreign agent who the FBI was paying, by the way, we haven't talked about that much, hundreds of thousands of your taxpayer dollars, tells a blatant lie, which leads to 4 FISA applications and lays the foundation for the Trump-Russia collusion hoax. And that's what it was. You may not like it, but that's what it was. One of the greatest disgraces this country, in my opinion, has ever seen. Americans are literally paying the price for this corruption. Such an egregious and intentional abandonment of the common procedures that FBI agents are supposed to follow truly encapsulates why so many Americans, including myself, are calling for complete restructuring of the FBI. And it is a reason why now, years later, the country finds itself so divided. Mr. Durham, is it accurate to say the Crossfire Hurricane investigators made little to no effort to corroborate Danchenko's version of events?
All right, got a call from Frank. What's going on, Frank?
Frank Williams.
What's up, Frank?
Extreme Nature Page.
What's going on with you, Frank?
Talking about that. I met some woman yesterday. I gave her a ride. She worked at an airport in Florida. Taking her to the VIP terminal over here at Sky Harbor to get her rental car that was all set up for her. And we started talking a little bit, and she told me that last Friday, a week ago, she had a visitor that came in the airport late at night. It was very hush-hush. And he came in. She actually got to meet him. She got introduced. They shook hands because it was like way early in the morning. He went and did a little visit with DeSantis, I guess she said, and then left early in the morning before it. And it was a very hush-hush deal. So I don't know what that was about. But I used to like Pompeo, but for the past 6 months, I've been noticing, especially with his comment about Trump last week, about he should have known better type deal, he just realized he showed his true colors. He's a neocon, and I don't trust him one little bit anymore.
Well, here's the thing. Pompeo, when it came to things, President Trump tried to do things on the same way he did in the management world. It's like, you suggest someone, and when you suggest these people, they get jobs. And he went on people's suggestions. Hey, this is a good guy. You know, he's okay. This is the guy you want. And well, what ended up happening was some of these people that President Trump chose were not okay. He went off the trust of other people because Donald Trump, when he first came in office his first time, he wanted to unite the people. He saw he wasn't liked. He saw the craziness people had acted. And imagine going from the most popular show out, The Apprentice, people liking you, clapping you, you know, you're getting awards.
There's always haters out there. You do well.
But
there's always jealous people that are going to hate
but,
on you.
But
you know?
Frank, not like that. Not like what went up against President Trump, Frank. That what went up against President Trump was beyond hatred. That was seething derangement. This was seething derangement. Okay? And with these people with seething derangement. Oh, hold on. Let me say this real quick, Frank. Hold on. For those of you who were Jermaine's moderators, if you want to be moderators here, let me know, and I will.
Jermaine. but I'm busy too much. I
Okay.
can't help you there, okay?
I'm talking to the other people. You got like Christian Hopkins, Beverly Armstrong, a couple of more people like that. People who were Jermaine's moderators. Hey, if y'all want to be moderators, let me know. I will issue you moderators. You can either do Mind of Jamal Live or Mind of Jamal Black Southerner, whichever one you want to do. It's fine. Let me know. Just let me know that you were a moderator for Jermaine, and other people can verify that, and I will do it. But yeah, Frank, that's what I'm saying. People don't understand the hatred for Donald Trump. It was sadistic insanity, the hatred they have for Donald Trump. These people seriously was off their rocker. And Donald Trump never seen anything like that. No one of us. And he put people in positions that would try to make people comfortable. That's why he chose Christopher Wray. Everybody's talking about why he chose Christopher Wray. When he fired James Comey, any president can fire an FBI director. That's his job. He has the right. But when he fired James Comey and all this stuff come up, he tried to get someone people could say, hey, he's an independent guy. And instead of getting someone that should have been loyal to him for the FBI. Now that Donald Trump knows what to do, I believe he will do better. I just believe that, Frank. I believe, some people was right to criticize some of the things he do. Yes, they were right to criticize.
Of course, you're not gonna like everything about somebody, you know.
Yeah.
You can't like everything.
Yeah, but some stuff.
But can I change the subject? I heard talking about John McCain.
Free fall. It's a free fall. Remember, it's free fall. Yeah, sure. Say it. It's Friday. What's up?
Okay, I've got some inside information on John McCain from years ago. Back when I was like maybe 13, 14 years old, a good friend of mine's folks had their money in this place called Lincoln Thrift Association with a guy named Charles Keating.
Okay.
Him and John McCain were good buddies. John McCain went in and adopted a new rule, something about with the SEC, the Security Exchange Law, where this Charles Keating guy ended up going bankrupt. He got all his money back because of John McCain went in and did his little funny work, his little corrupt bull before this all went down. And all those people, including my friend's folks, lost all the money they had in Lincoln Thrift Association. So John McCain has been a crook for years.
Ask John McCain's ex-wife, who he dumped and he left. We forgot, John McCain's ex-wife was in a wheelchair. Okay? People forgot when he met Cindy McCain, people are like, oh, Cindy McCain. Cindy McCain used to do she was some type of she used to work with handicapped kids.
She's
a teacher.
Budweiser distributor here in Phoenix. She's the biggest. She sells more beer here than any state in the country because it's so damn hot.
And she met John McCain at a fundraiser, and she pushed all up. John McCain was having an affair with her. He left his wife and son and kids to be with Cindy McCain. She took him while his wife was in a wheelchair. That's when John McCain left his wife. Yeah, people don't know he's a scumbag. Democrats brought that out about him. And a lot of Republicans were turned off, like, wow, they really didn't know. But yeah.
Who's his best friend? But Lindsey Graham. So I know Lindsey Graham's a scumbag, too. We know it for sure, especially with his comment about Ukraine.
You know what?
Enjoy it, and that's cool and all that.
I tried to like Lindsey Graham. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. But when Lindsey Graham, I saw this stuff they was doing and all this craziness he was pushing. It's just too much. But thank you, Frank. Thank you for the call, my man. Don't be a stranger.
Thank you for taking my call. And I still am a monthly donor for you. I'm going to keep that going.
Well, I appreciate it. Please let Frank, please let people know about that, about the subscription you people can do over on Mind of, which I tell people, you can always go to Mind of Jamal. It's $5 a month. People are like, well, that's just, I think it's $3 or $2. I forget how much I did it for.
I think I just do $5 a month. I can't do much, but at least it's something.
Hey, that's more than what
for my entertainment.
Let me see. Let me check. Yeah, it's $4.99 a month. What they do is it's called Coming to the House, $5 a month. And like I said, like today I'm gonna upload this videos just for the people over there. But yeah, it's $5 a month. And look, and people say, well, Jamal, $5 is nothing. And I'm just gonna tell you, if 100 people do $5 a month, that's a lot of money. If 100 people do $5, that's a lot. That pays for everything I need to run the whole show. But thank you, Frank. Thank you for the call, my man.
You betcha. All right. Yes, it was nice talking to you. Thank you very much.
All right.
You take care. God bless.
God bless.
God bless everybody.
That was Frank, y'all. Frank Williams. That was Frank Williams from Mind of Jamal Live. That was Frank Williams over there from Mind of Jamal Live. I appreciate the call. But yes, for people who were Jermaine's moderators, if y'all like, hey, Jamal, yeah, we don't mind. Hey, keep it doing something, because I'll be honest, y'all made sure Jermaine's show was always on point.
Relating to Million.
That would be correct.
Thank you. And is it accurate to say that despite not corroborating this information, that Crossfire Hurricane still used the Million accusation to bolster the Carter Page FISA applications?
And that information was used in the initial FISA application and the 3 renewal applications.
So the answer is yes.
Yes.
Given the lack of effort by the Crossfire Hurricane investigators to validate Danchenko's assertions about Million and their use of these unverified allegations in the Carter Page FISA application, does this raise any legal or ethical concerns about the validity of these FISA applications?
I think it's been recognized by the department and certainly by the FISA court that with respect to at least some of those applications, they would never have been authorized. So it wouldn't have been granted had the information been disclosed.
So it did help in achieving the FISA approval?
Without question.
Okay. I mean, we're getting to these are the real issues. Misinformation, bad people, moving forward, getting FISA applications, doing all that they did. I have one quick last question. Do you believe the FBI has been politicized and weaponized and is in need for complete restructuring? I know I do. I know you have a softer version of it. I think too much happened. Too many bad things happen that you just can't move a few people around and make some minor changes. I think you need some major changes. And I also want to say there are many good people that work for the Department of Justice and work for the FBI. Proud to know them. These folks surely were not.
Gentleman's time has expired. The witness may respond if he chooses.
Yeah, and what I can say is that there were identified, documented, significant failures of a highly sensitive, unique investigation that was undertaken by the FBI. I think the investigation clearly reveals that decisions that were made in one direction. If there was something that was inconsistent with the notion that Trump was involved in a well-coordinated conspiracy with the Russians and whatnot, that information was largely discarded or ignored. And I think, unfortunately, that's what the facts bear out.
Gentleman yields back. The gentlelady from Georgia is recognized.
All right. Like I said, that Durham report, was it everything we want to know? No. Could it been better? Yes. The Durham report showed that, hey, everything that was a mistake, oops, we did this wrong, was toward Donald Trump, which is a huge problem. Now, for those of us who are Republicans and conservatives and we've MAGA, we've been knew this from 2015. We have watched them constantly attack Donald Trump. So we're like, this is nothing new. Who are we trying to convince? You're not going to convince Democrats. Democrats don't care. Democrats don't care. Here's what was sad, Susan Epps. Here is what that is sad. No matter what, you will not convince Democrats they did something wrong. You cannot convince Democrats that Donald Trump was mistreated. You cannot convince Democrats unconstitutional things happened toward President Trump. You can't convince Democrats of any of that. Because Democrats want to hold on to, it's okay to be evil. As long as the person you are evil toward is Donald Trump. Long if the person you're evil toward is Donald Trump, that's all that matters. Long as if the person you are evil toward is Donald Trump, that's all that matters. Donald Trump was a threat to them because the Republican Party has been telling Republicans, you just Republicans are better than that. Republicans just to have to deal with it. Donald Trump came, a kid that's been bullied, punched in the face, given a cruel Reggie, stuffed in a locker. When the new kid comes to the school, he looks around. He goes up to the bully kid and says, "Hey, you." The bully kid looked at him. Hey, why you let him do you like that? Why you let him do you like that? I make good grades. The teachers like me. But, I'm better than that. I just have to deal with it. Donald Trump is the kid like, well, okay, you got good grades. Yeah, I seen you. I see you in class. But you don't have to put up with that. But what can I do? I can't do nothing. The teachers tell me just deal with it. Then the bully comes up to Donald Trump and says, "Hey, why you talking to Donald Trump?" Smack him right in the mouth. Ma! I don't know who you think it is. I'm not him. I'm not him. Then everybody looking, Donald Trump done smacked the bully. He punched back against the bully. He punched back against the bully. Now the bully's on the ground looking around, everybody seeing, oh, he's not that tough. He's not that big and rough. So now the bully got to do everything he can to show the new kid he runs the school. The new kid didn't know the principals, the teachers, staff was behind the boy bullying. Yeah, every time you turn around, the bully walked the hall, Donald Trump was like, "Hey, bully, what's up? You ain't going nowhere. Don't go around me." Boom, what's going on? Mr. Bully, you're supposed to be the big man. The bully got intimidated. Have a great day, Frank. Thanks for calling in. Have a safe work day, Frank. The bully got intimidated. The bully didn't know how to handle it. So the bully went to his parents who work in the schools. And so the school staff tried to make the new kid life hell. Now, did the new kid know everything in the school, what to do? No, he didn't. The new kid knew just to take his fist, put your fist up, and fight. That's all the new kid knew how to do. And that's all Donald Trump knew how to do, was fight back. He didn't know how to fight. All Donald Trump knew how to do was take your knuckles, you put them up close, get in, That's what Donald Trump thought he could do through everything, and he couldn't. People say, well, Donald Trump had his chance. Donald Trump didn't know how to fight. If you take an experienced fighter and you put him in a ring or a situation that he doesn't know how to fight, if he loses, if you have to cheat to beat him, I mean, you put him in the ring, you cheating, and he still almost won. You don't not put him back up. You put him back up for his rematch. A lot of libertarians like to say Donald Trump had his chance, he lost. Ron DeSantis need to come up. First of all, if you don't acknowledge Donald Trump got cheated, you don't acknowledge Donald Trump was screwed over, you don't acknowledge that, you are misrepresenting the facts, you are debating out of bad faith. You are debating out of bad faith because it is proven what Donald Trump went through. So to say what Donald Trump needs to say Donald Trump should have picked better people, he didn't know how to pick better people. All he knew how to do was fight. What he thought he was going to be getting a fair government. And here's the thing that gets me. Do you think it'll be any different for Ron DeSantis? Do you think the establishment will treat him any different? Do you think those in power, the bureaucrats, will treat Ron DeSantis any different? For those people who are like, well, I think the bureaucrats would treat him different than they would Donald Trump. Why is that so? Yeah, that's my wife call tone. Hey. What's it? Where we eating from? Jendea and Demaya said McDonald's. You know I got you live, right? On speaker. Let me get the girls. Jendea, Demaya, come get the phone. Your mama on the phone. Don't fall running too fast now. Y'all just got back home. I don't want to be in the hospital. No, yeah. And like me, y'all know I had to go to the hospital this week, right? Yeah, had to go to the hospital this week. Cut my hand. I'll tell you about it. But here, your mom on the phone. See?
What did you say? You're going to what?
I cut my hand. I didn't get stitches, though. See?
You went to the hospital this week?
Yeah, I cut my hand real bad. Here you go. Go take the phone upstairs and go talk to your mama. Aha, you got jokes. I ain't a retard. Go up there and take it upstairs, all right? But that's the thing people have to understand. If Ron DeSantis come into office, the CIA behave, the intelligence, everybody behave. Why is that? Why would they? Why is that? And Pam Jackson said, nope, unless he complies. Donald Trump told the Central Intelligence, y'all are lying about stuff. Donald Trump said the intelligence lied. They're wrong. For him to say that, for him to openly say that they lied, they were wrong, that shook them to their core. They never had no one tell them, you wrong. They never had no one tell them that they did stuff wrong. They're not used to that. They're not used to hearing they were wrong. I don't believe you. You don't get my trust. He told the intelligence, I don't trust y'all. Y'all don't necessarily get my trust. Y'all got to do more than that than just come show up and say, you deserve my trust. No. Y'all have been wrong too many times. And they couldn't deal with that. They could not deal with that. So they went after Donald Trump. Which they did. Looking at this video I'm trying to save and download for you guys. I'm trying to get it. See, will it work? Nah. It's not working. Okay. Oh well, this video's not working. I just have to get it another time. Donald Trump broke them. He broke their power structure. He broke what they were used to doing. Now, here goes another congressman at the hearing.
In coordination with the media either. The American people are sick and tired of this two-tiered justice system, and as a blind...
Time the gentleman has expired. The gentleman from Texas, the other gentleman from Texas is recognized.
Hey, sir. Thank you so much for appearing today. I really appreciate it. I want to tell you about how my friends, neighbors in Tomball, Spring, Texas, and of course Americans across this country are feeling today after listening to this. They feel that we have a two-tiered justice system in this country, and it's terrifying. So I applaud your work. I actually find you to be sincere and working on behalf of the American people, and I recognize that. But I also feel like we need to hold the people accountable who have participated in the sham of an investigation. I'm going to tell you why. What happened in 2016 was unprecedented. The same government agencies that were investigating President Trump and his campaign were looking the other way when it came to the allegations against the Clintons. And the same time the Clinton campaign paid for the Steele dossier, the DOJ and FBI were helping to cover up Clinton's crimes. We know this to be a fact. 33,000 emails miraculously disappeared. Phones were smashed with hammers by the FBI. Even CNN fact-checked this, and it turned out to be true. Yes, CNN. And they refused to prosecute her. This selective prosecution doesn't only favor the Clintons, though, as we have seen in very recent history. Sir, I'm sure you are familiar with what's going on with Hunter Biden's plea deal and his refusal to pay his taxes, and the separate agreement to dismiss his felony gun possession, both of which were announced yesterday. You familiar with that, sir?
Yes.
Hunter Biden will likely serve no jail time for these offenses, and yet there was no early morning SWAT raid on Hunter's home in coordination with the media either. The American people are sick and tired of this two-tiered justice system, and as a black man, I'm tired of seeing this kind of discretion used to favor people like Hunter Biden because he's white and a son of a president. While Hunter Biden will serve no jail time for these charges, black men across this country are in prison for years for the exact same crimes, and I'm not surprised. Because I guess this selective justice shouldn't become as a surprise to anyone in this room, because after all, Joe Biden was one of the authors of the '94 crime bill, one of my all-time favorites. And we could see what that has done to black men across this country. But back to this report. This report concerns one of many investigations into Trump that led absolutely nowhere, wasted vast amounts of resources and time, and spread lies, rumors, and innuendos about Trump across this country. What we know is that the Clinton campaign and the DNC paid for the Steele dossier, which was used as a basis for the FISA warrants to spy on an incoming president. Correct, sir?
It was paid, much of that, the dossier was paid for from the campaign through Perkins Coie's hiring of Fusion and Fusion's hiring of Steele. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. The biggest problem that I have with that is that none of the significance has been prosecuted over this sham investigation, and no one who participated in this investigation is serving any jail time today. I think we've kind of heard that resonate throughout the halls of this room today. But meanwhile, the DOJ, the same agency that is responsible for this phony investigation in 2016, is at this very moment seeking to put Donald Trump in prison for over 400 years over a document issue. And last I checked, President Biden has a bit of a document issue himself before he was even the sitting president of this country. And again, it's another example of this two-tiered justice system. My colleagues on the left talk about democracy. Well, here's what I know about democracy. In 2016, Donald Trump was elected by the American people to be their commander-in-chief. But he wasn't allowed to serve in that capacity because he and his administration spent 4 years responding to Democrat-invented scandal after Democrat-invented scandal. And here we are, 7 years later, still talking about President Trump and this Democrat-invented scandal. And this does not look like a democracy to me. As a West Point graduate and combat veteran, I've fought abroad against authoritarian countries. I know what they look like, and I know what those countries do and how they treat their people, and I also know what democracy looks like. And my fear is that this looks like the death of democracy, and it's up to us in this room to do something about it. Sir, I cannot thank you very much for your time. Thank you for hanging in there. I really appreciate it. I yield back the rest of my time, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman yields back. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Wisconsin for 5 minutes.
Mr. Durham, did you see evidence of collusion between Russia and...
You know, seeing people sit here and actually try to convince Democrats that Donald Trump has been done wrong, that's up to the American people. Congressmen, and tell me if y'all agree with this. Like I said, we're gonna be here. I'll probably knocking off in a little bit. I'm about to go Rumble only. The last 30 minutes of the show will be Rumble only. It's 17:52. The last 30 minutes of the show will be Rumble only. It's not the job of the congressman to try to reach, to tell the American people in a passionate and feeling way by himself. It's not his job by himself. It's our job as well. And too many Republicans and conservatives have failed to do that. We have failed as Republicans and conservatives. We have failed to hold the ground, stand our ground when it comes to our fellow Americans. There is no way somebody's going to tell me I can't wear my Trump hat and I see somebody with the Joe Biden or less change. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. And too many people have gotten comfortable having that type of how do I put it? Trying to put it in a way so I can get it. Too many people, God, I'm trying to put it in a way, have gotten comfortable having things just their way. Too many people, Jandea, I need my phone. Too many people have gotten used to stuff. Hold up, bring me my phone. It's somebody who need prayer tonight, and they asked me to pray for them. Their mother had passed. I want to make sure I get them. You can call your mama back. Let me get this name real quick. Somebody had said their mother passed, y'all. And when I tell somebody I'm going to pray for them, I do that. Their name is Karen Dawn Mills. Hold on. Come in, Jandea. You can get the phone back. Karen Dawn Mills. Let me make sure I get this person. I just want to make sure, y'all, I get this person. So tonight when we knock off and we pray, we can pray. I will be so glad when I get me another laptop, Jandea. Yeah, I'm going to get me another one because this one is just annoying. Yeah. It just takes too long for stuff. Just takes too long. Karen Dawn Mills. I'm going to get me another one. I wish there was a way I can increase the footage of stuff. Make sure, yeah, I'm about to go. Make sure nobody didn't donate for me to say, hey. Oh, wow. Okay, that was Miss Yvette Romick. All right, just make sure I didn't miss nobody. Okay, hold on, y'all. Okay. Here you go. Y'all go upstairs and talk. I got what I needed. Y'all go upstairs, talk to your mom. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm trying to make sure my daughters can talk. Yeah, somebody lost their mother, Mrs. Karen Dawn Mills. And she's on a prayer list tonight. She lost her mother. So we will be praying for her tonight, Karen Dawn Mills. We will be praying for her. So I want to make sure I wrote her down. That's the thing, Mike. Here's the thing, Mike. On movie night, whoever's mood choice of the movie, they get to choose dinner. And so it's my youngest daughter turns, and that clown got my daughter. That McDonald's clown, he just be racking up good. Trust me, I was gonna say this place called Joe's here in Durham that sell hot dogs, hamburgers, French fries. I mean, they sell authentic good food. But my daughter loved that clown. She loved that clown. Ugh. But yeah, so I had to get the phone so I can because their mother had this Mary Kay event she had to go to, because my wife is also a Mary Kay consultant, stuff like that. So whenever she has things like that, Saturdays is mine. But our job is to go along and help the Republican Party. The people on the ground, that's what we have to do. We have to get on the ground and do our jobs. We have to wear the Trump hats, not back down. If we see someone who's a Trump supporter and you see them getting mistreated, no, you're not going to mistreat us like that. No, you're not going to mistreat us. You're not 1 second going to have one rule for Democrats and then another rule for us. It's okay. You do us any kind of way. Democrats have gotten comfortable with that. That's why I used the analogy of Donald Trump and the bully. The Republican voter is the one that's smart, that's intelligent, that knows what to do, but he's being bullied by this bully, which are Democrats who don't know nothing, dumb, stupid, and don't know nothing. So Donald Trump is the new kid who punches the bully back. How many times did people say Donald Trump didn't have to talk like that, he didn't have to sound like that, but Donald Trump pushed back, and he taught Republicans to push back. That's why the Proud Boys, that's why the Oath Keepers, all these groups popped up while Donald Trump was president, and he did the one thing liberals never wanted: white, straight, conservative men to start standing back up the way their grandfathers and great-grandfathers did, start refusing to back down like some of their daddies did, because you got people who were Oath Keepers and Proud Boys, and I hear some people say, Donald Trump left them hanging. Donald Trump left them hanging for the January 6th. He ain't do nothing for them. What could he... If Donald Trump would have pardoned them all, they were coming back to try to convict them for something else. Donald Trump's own cabinet said they would have used the 25th Amendment to remove him if they pardoned all that stuff. Y'all, people really don't know the depth of betrayal they did to Donald Trump. Mike Pence was one of them. When that poll came out, people supported Donald Trump. They were backing Donald Trump. Did people forget Kevin McCarthy? Kevin McCarthy was part of it, what Kevin McCarthy said, and Lindsey Graham and all of them were saying right after January the 6th for about almost a week straight. But when the poll numbers came out and they saw support for Donald Trump went from 89% to 83%, all of them backed down and shut up. All of them backed down. I haven't forgot Kevin McCarthy and what he said. I haven't forgot what they did. We haven't forgotten. When they saw that Donald Trump had support, the Republican Party put brakes on. And when they saw the people were getting even more mad, we were online defending him, saying this won't a insurrection and people won't backing down. You saw the Republican Party turn their whole way they was talking. But before we go to streaming on Rumble, we are about to go to Rumble. We are about to go straight to Rumble, okay? I got a video for y'all. We like to call this mess around and find out. No, it's to around and find out. One is liberal Democrat trash Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Okay? Let's look at some craziness.
Ask you to think about the last time a person has said in this country that the government does too much for them. When was the last time anyone has heard or seen that?
I'll say it right here. I don't want the government doing most of the things that the government is doing to interfere with the ability of the American people to carry out their lives. When was the last time you had a bureaucrat show up and you said, oh joy, I'm really glad there's a bureaucrat here? When was the last time you were thankful for $32 trillion in debt, $100,000 almost for every man, woman, and child in America? Anybody thankful for $32 trillion in debt? Anybody? Anybody thankful for a border that's wide open being exploited by cartels while fentanyl comes in and kills our children? Department of Homeland Security that doesn't actually secure the homeland? Everybody thankful for an FBI that went after Scott Smith and labeled him a domestic terrorist for daring to defend his daughter in a school board meeting because she was assaulted in a bathroom? Anybody thankful for the IRS knocking on your door, auditing the poor and the minorities 3 to 5 times more? People thankful for that? Are you thankful for the EPA or the Department of Interior that sent a man to prison because he had some ponds on his ranch in Montana? We have a government that is weaponized against the American people and is undermining our liberties, and they want more of it. My colleagues on the other side of the aisle want more. More government. They want more taxes. They want more spending. They want more bureaucrats knocking on your door.
The way Chip Roy sound, every last Republican should be sounding like that. This so-called silent strength, I've heard be silent but carry a big stick. In other words, you may be silent, but everybody can see what you're doing. The Republican Party isn't silent and carrying a big stick. Too many people see the Republican Party as always ducking and dodging. And if you are on Rumble, 85 people watching, can I please at least get up to 30? Can y'all hit that check and please start hitting the thumbs up or something? But that's just one. Push back against them. Push back against the floor. I want somebody to go to the floor of the House and call Joe Biden a pedophile. Is anybody willing to go on the floor of the House and call Joe Biden a pedophile? Is anybody willing to do it? Is anybody willing to go on the floor and call Joe Biden a pedophile? Shouldn't be that hard. Is anybody willing to go on the floor and say Joe Biden needs to be checked about how he is around our kids? Is anybody willing to do that? His own daughter was scared because he would take nasty showers with her. Is anybody willing to go on the floor and say Joe Biden is a pedophile? Now, this literally happened. Let me see. Screenshots. Nobody willing to talk about this? Anybody wants to bring this out on the floor? But before we go, I want to do my installment of mess around and find out.
¿Qué harías en una situación así? ¿Qué harías en una situación así?
It was at that moment he realized he screwed up. It was at that moment El Migo realized he fucked up. It was at that moment he realized he done screwed up. It was at that moment. All right, y'all. Before we go, since it is Saturday, we're going to do a quick prayer. This is Saturday. We're going to do a quick prayer so we can go over to Rumble. We can finish out the rest of the show. Heavenly Father, we come unto you to pray. Lord Jesus, first and foremost, we ask for forgiveness of all our sins and iniquities today. Forgive us for the sins and iniquity we have fallen short. Lord Jesus, for everyone under the sound of my voice, we pray that they are safe. We pray for healing. We pray that you comfort Karen Dawn Mills and her family, the Mill family. Lord Jesus, to lose your mother is a pain. I know what it feels like to lose my mother. So not only do we ask you to comfort her, Lord Jesus, no, I ask you to comfort her as well. Lord Jesus, you said, honor thy father and thy mother, for thy days be long. Lord, there is a pain when you lose your father and especially your mother. So we pray that you comfort her, hold her in your arms. Comfort her, Lord Jesus. Comfort her family. Lord Jesus, we pray for all law enforcement, first responders and military, farmers and people in nursing homes, hospitals and hospice and staff. And we pray for our truck drivers on the road. We never stop giving you praise, the honor, and glory. Once again, Lord Jesus, we pray for Karen Dawn Mills. We pray that you comfort her in her time of loss. It is in Jesus Christ's holy name that I do pray. Amen. All right, y'all, it is time to go over to Rumble. It's time to just go Rumble live. Rumble, it's just going to be Rumble. Please, 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 hop on over here and go to Rumble. The links are there. Shane Terry has posted the links everywhere. See y'all on Rumble.